with my friend Joel Salatin. We've just completed another fantastic event for someone else's event. I was wiping the tears away.
Powerful.
It was very powerful, and I love that we included God in so much of it. And that just leads us up to our event.
To the God's Good Table Gathering, which will be, so this one was, God was not the theme, but was mentioned a lot. God's Good Table takes this thing to the next level and actually makes God the centerpiece of the gathering.
Yes, and that's, as you know, that's why we love what we're doing. You, like me, and Aaron, and others associated with us are food servants. I think we have the same heart. We want to help people. We particularly want to help Christians to see that God has a plan.
Yeah.
We don't have to bicker about all these other things. Let's just talk about God's plan for how we can be stewards of the earth and stewards of our bodies and everything within our domain to be healthy. So,
you know, if it's really all God's stuff, he probably cares how it's handled.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the conservative faith community has taken a fairly cavalier attitude toward food, toward farming, toward land stewardship, and eating junk food, using chemicals, whatever, taking dominion. And, you know, if I were God and I own the Mississippi and the Gulf of Mexico, I wouldn't want it to be turned into a dead zone the size of Rhode Island. That's not a very good return on my investment. And so how do we reverse that kind of thing? I wouldn't want all my people to be patronizing the health medical system, okay? How do we disentangle from that? And so that's what this is all about, is dealing with those foundational aspects of life in a practical, visceral way, rather than focusing on theology, which is important, but it's theology. What does that theology look like in the grocery store, on your food table, out on the land, with the cows? What does that theology look like? Is what we say in the pew matching up on what's in the menu?
And when we look around us as we're sitting in that pew and we see people who are so ill, and they're eating.
Right. You go to the home and there's the Coca-Cola in the fridge and everything else, and you realize, oh, well, maybe we're a little bit too much like the world, and we're not being very different from the world, and we're not providing the magnetic attraction to the world as God's people.
That's such a great point. Thank you for bringing that up. And I think that all the time. And I also think about the way that we're eating and the way that we're using the medical system to keep us healthy and we're not, it's not only not a good reflection of who we are supposed to be as God's people, it also renders us in need of servitude instead of the ones being able to go out and serve. I'm not saying we shouldn't accept service when we need it.
Right, that's right.
But we need to be servants. We need to be...
we as believers need to be the ones that provide the impetus, the energy, the emotional, physical, economic, to be able to be hope and help when society becomes hopeless and helpless. And there's a lot of hopeless and helpless people out there right now. And so if you're gonna provide hope and help, you need to not be sick. You need to not be dependent on Putin for fertilizer. You need to not be dependent on the veterinarian for animal care. And so it's how we separate ourselves from that world system that creates the differentiation and ultimately light that attracts people to a bigger message of the gospel.
Exactly. That's wonderful. Well put, as usual. Thank you. And we're so excited to hear what you have to say on Sunday night again. The worship, the whole event last summer was fabulous, but the highlight was your message to us. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say this year, as we all are. But the whole thing is going to be a fabulous event. We have such good speakers, many speakers. And so we just want you to come in here. We want to share with you the knowledge that we've learned and others have learned about God-given food. And what does God provide for us, and how do we utilize it? How do we raise it? How do we care for it? And all of that. So think about coming to our God's Good Table event at Polyface Farm, August 11th, 12th, and 13th with the theme God-Given Food. And we're looking forward to seeing you.